thank you all so much for coming to see the amazing cosplay that the Twitch community has put together this year. My name is Anna Prosser, and with me is Adam Savage!
Thank you! I am so stoked to be here. I decided to dress up for the occasion in Captain Jack Aubrey's uniform from Master and Commander. And on the way here from the airport, I suddenly remembered that his ship is in the harbor.
Yeah. Adam, what would you say is your favorite cosplay that you've ever seen before?
That I've ever seen?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know that that's a really unfair question, and I asked it, so I don't have to answer it.
It was really specifically a pink Hello Kitty Darth Vader mashup.
I've seen that one. It's amazing.
It was really early in my assembly of costumes, and I just thought, I am not thinking big enough. To them, how would you folks like to meet your judges for the evening? Casey Renee is an award-winning cosplayer focused on sewing and live streaming. Harrison is dressed as the sole survivor from Fallout 4.
Established in 2013, Henchman has forged a reputation for excellence.
For this year's cosplay contest, Pocket is dressed as Mad Moxie from the Borderlands games.
Now that we've met the judges, let's talk about the different categories that our cosplayers will be competing in tonight.
We've broken the contest into 4 categories. The first one we'll be showcasing tonight is needlework. The next category happens to be one of my favorites, is the armor category.
The third category for this evening is special effects. The final category for this contest is the larger-than-life category. Without further ado, would you all like to meet the contestants in the 2019 TwitchCon Cosplay Contest?
Up first, in the needlework category, please give an incredibly loud, warm welcome to the stage, Alpaca Ash.
Alpaca Ash is dressed as the Red Mage from Final Fantasy XIV. The coat, bustle, hat, cape, and boots were all patterned from scratch, and all the embroidery was custom made for this piece. To design the 3D printed pieces, Ash also used the digital sculpting tool ZBrush.
The Red Mage required textile techniques such as draping, embroidery, and leatherwork, and 500 plus hours that she put into it clearly shows.
Absolutely beautiful. Give it up for Alpaca Ash!
Your next contestant coming to the stage is the wonderful and talented Jingle Boo Boo.
As Princess Zelda from Twilight Princess. Her handcrafted armor is painstakingly covered with gold leaf, while her dress, gloves, and scarf glitter with thousands of hand-sewn Swarovski, pearls, and glass beads.
Jingle Boo Boo's use of silk dupioni, metallic lambskin leathers, and luscious velvet really brings Princess Zelda to life.
Oh my gosh, wow. Give it up one more time. The delightful Skitsy Poo!
Woo! Skitsy Poo is wearing her own original design of the sun goddess, Amaterasu. This cosplay showcases a combination of sewing techniques such as French seams, blind stitching, I don't know what either of those things are, embroidery, and beading.
They are hard and very cool. The costume is inspired by the classic video game Okami, as well as the fashion of Heian-era Japan.
Looking at how flowing and weightless this costume appears, you'd never guess that between 48 yards of fabric, a 6-foot train, LED lights, and all the beads and trim, this costume weighs in at over 30 pounds.
Vince Lord is cosplaying as Sir Robin, the not quite so brave as Sir Lancelot from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Sir Robin, who we're lucky enough to see before he runs away, is wearing wool yarn knit on oversized needles, dab painted with silver, giving it the appearance of chainmail. This is actually how they used to make chainmail in the films. The surcoat is lined with hand-dyed green fabric and painted with Sir Robin's green and white checkered heraldry, and his shield is pressed and painted wood.
Like you said, the only thing missing are a good pair of running shoes, which would come in handy for Sir Robin's favorite activity, running away.
Exactly.
Are you ready to see more cosplay? I thought so.
All right, well, you're in luck because coming up next is the armor category. Nagasaki is cosplaying as Sindragosa from World of Warcraft, queen of the First Brood and former prime consort of the Aspect, Malygos.
Yes. Nagasaki's mighty frostworm costume, based on the Zack Fisher design, is constructed from Warbla, pink insulation, and EVA foam, clear polyester resin, and liquid plastic. The pattern for each piece was hand-drawn on poster board and used to shape the insulation foam for the horns and the various spiky bits. The scales are all cut from Warbler with a blue tint enhanced by an intricate LED lighting system. To support all that, Nagasaki designed a mounting system that buckles and velcros onto the breastplate of the armor.
Keep it going for Nagasaki Sindragosa.
Yes. Shino X Arts. Shino X Arts is cosplaying as the evil god awakening of Zinogre from Monster Hunter.
This Zinogre costume features over 250 hand-textured spikes, a custom set of scaled chainmail, over 80 cast and sculpted elements, and a 5-foot-long glowing ponytail. And last but certainly not least, a 6-foot-tall switch axe.
That's quite a ponytail. I'd like to grow one out that long.
I know.
Shino X spent over 1,000 hours on the scales alone, texturing each and every one by hand. She also sculpted 11 skulls, 30 spike accessories, and the massive switch axe herself. To finish the look, included a skull-laden death halo to really give the evil god a supernatural aura. Kiki Cannon!
Kiki is wearing the Kulvertoth armor from Monster Hunter World. Every part of her costume was drafted and created from scratch, from the initial patterns all the way down to every single individual bead.
The hand-sculpted details were cast in plastic and silicone to create a functional and durable costume, and the base pieces for the armor were all life-cast to ensure accuracy. Her swords took 5 different resin molds to create, which allowed for lights to be run through them, giving them the awesome glow that you see here.
And each one of those swords weighs 5 pounds, which might sound light, but it's a lot to carry around. They are beautiful and heavy enough to be functional weapons as well. Give it up one more time for Kiki Cannon.
Stage, Stray 205.
Stray 205 is cosplaying a Blood Elf Hunter in Demon Stalker armor from World of Warcraft. The armor was created primarily from Warbler and a lightweight epoxy putty called Freeform Air. I love that stuff. Every piece, including all 131 demon teeth, was hand patterned, wired, sculpted, and sanded and painted.
Even her demon companions, Steve and Evet, were made by hand. Everything you see here, she sculpted herself and then coated with XTC 3D, which is a specialized primer designed to be used on 3D printed plastics without melting the base material. Finally, Shrine finished it all off with custom mixed acrylic paint, resulting in a look that is right at home in the thriving metropolis of Shatrath.
Are you all ready for the effects portion of the show? All right, Bradiator is dressed as the demonic skin for the Greek personification of Death Thanatos from the game Smite.
This cosplay features 2 sets of articulating wings with a 10-foot span and a 6-foot-tall scythe with pulsating blades, perfect for harvesting the souls of the damned. The wings are made of dowels and tissue paper to cut down on weight. They're controlled by a rocker switch connected to a 12-volt linear actuator and can break down into small enough sections that they can fit in checked luggage for travel.
This is always the thing, is how you get a costume to a con. Bradiator let us know that this was his first time creating articulated wings and facial prosthetics. And I don't know about you, but I think he kind of knocked it out of the park. Give one last round of applause for his cosplay as Demonic Thanatos. Talk Custom is cosplaying in Zinogre armor from Monster Hunter World.
The armor is all TNT Cosplay Supply EVA foam with the glowing effects supplied by Plastizote, a type of polyethylene foam.
The bodysuit and chaps are handmade from spandex and denim and custom tailored to perfectly fit Talk, giving the cosplay a clean, professional appearance.
To simulate the turquoise bioluminescence that Zinogre is known for, Talk wired custom-made sound-reactive lights throughout the armor.
Wow.
He finished it off with a primer coat of Flex Bond and a few passes with the airbrush, giving it Zinogre's distinctive blue hue.
Finally, his weapon is a hunting horn, which in the game plays music that can do everything from curing poison to buffing attacks to immunity from Monster Wars. This particular hunting horn is a genuine badass guitar, which looks like it'd be right in the hands of Lemmy.
One more time, that was Talk Custom killing it in the Zinogre armor from Monster Hunter World. Saya Cat Cosplay absolutely brought her A-game this year, dressed as Diablo 3's coven leader, Magda. The headpiece and body section of the costume are constructed from various types of thermoplastics, silk, and cotton, with over 1,000 glass beads hand-sewn onto the bodice.
Magda's signature moths are constructed from warbler, faux fur, EVA foam, fiber fill, and resin. The bodies of the moths are hollow to make room for the wing hardware, the geared servo, and the 12-volt batteries powering each one. To get the movement you see here, Saycat modified code from the Arduino server code library.
Wow. The body armor, gloves, and moths are all connected to the bodice via silk dupioni to ensure that it blends with the overall costume.
Also, Saycat made sure to include pockets on the cosplay, which as someone who has worn
Yes.
a lot of costumes without them, I think it's deeply impressive in its own right.
Absolutely. Give it up for Saycat Cosplay. Dressed to impress as Magna from Diablo 3. Andy Ray is cosplaying as Koinami from League of Legends. She created a full-scale silicone mermaid tail consisting of over 2,000 hand-laid scales and over 30 pounds of silicone.
Yeah, the TSA search is really difficult for this one. Her armor is fully 3D vectored and printed, and the Arduino lighting system incorporated into her tie-collar staff gives it its recognizable glow. Her prop rock is honestly the most impressive rock cosplay I've ever seen, but also the only rock cosplay I've ever seen. Wait, no, I did see a pretty good cosplay of The Rock, but that's not the same thing.
No, we can't smell what this rock is cooking, but it is rigged to exude vapor, making it look exactly like ocean spray.
I don't think we need the smell of whale breath to tie it all together.
Give it up for Andy Ray Cosplay. I'm so excited for you all to see the finalists of the Larger Than Life division.
Oh, I cannot wait to see the Larger Than Life contestants. This is going to be mind-blowing.
Going in Costume has a creation inspired by the concept art for the Naga Queen from Heroes of Might and Magic.
She patterned and constructed the tail out of foam with the scales handmade from foam as well. The entire piece was sealed with liquid neoprene rubber and painted with a pearlescent top coat. For ease of travel, the entire tail can be broken down and stuffed into a checkable bag.
Ooh. Her dress features 80 hours of embroidery and 1,500 yards of thread. In her words, many techniques were used and hearts were broken. The foundation for the headdress is a garage sale bike helmet, which demonstrates some impressive resourcefulness and great recycling. Attached to her helmet turned headdress is her Naga Queen mask made of layers of Dremel sculpted foam.
Her dress not only features handmade trim using foil, paint, and stitching, but is also adorned with 161 machine-embroidered leaves that she designed and digitized herself.
To top it all off, she used PVC pipe and foam to create the Naga Queen's weapons, the katana, the kodachi, and the ko-naginata. These were also painted with a pearlescent top coat to match her dress.
All in all, just an exceptionally striking look. Give it up one more time for Going Ape costume and her Naga Queen cosplay. Tiffany is wearing her 2019 Atlantic All-Stars Mercy cosplay from Overwatch. The costume is primarily comprised of leather, warbler, EVA foam, plexiglass, and 3D printed plastics, with fairy lights and servo motors adding that extra pop that really makes it look shiny and beautiful.
Let's talk about those wings. They open to a full 6-foot span and can be broken down for travel. The base bone structure was designed in Rhino 6 and 3D printed in ABS filament. The black parts of the wings are heat-treated EVA foam, and the glowing moons are 3D printed blue PETG filament filled with blue fairy lights.
I didn't even know you could buy PETG filament, but now I'm going to go look for it. The plexiglass wing extensions were airbrushed with satin enamel sealant paint and are pin-locked to the wing's bone structure. And best part about them, they move.
The wings are powered by a 2,200 milliamps per hour battery connected to a 10-amp battery eliminator circuit to help regulate the power. The whole movement mechanism is then covered by more 3D printed parts and painted to match the color of the wings. Hito spent more than 1,000 hours modeling, printing, and processing the full set of armor and props that you see on stage today.
It took 3 different 3D printers working nonstop for 98 days to create this armor out of 30 kilograms of TPU filament and 5 kilograms of PLA filament.
Once the printers finished their jobs and took a well-earned printer vacation, Hito got to smoothing them out using drywall spackle, bar top epoxy, and filler primer. The whole look was finished with a base coat of spray paint, followed by airbrushing to apply highlights, shading, and weathering.
And now he looks ready to take on a mythic Deathclaw or maybe 7.
Alkali Lake is cosplaying Dr. Boom, Mad Genius, originally from World of Warcraft. Although her particular take on him comes from the version seen in the game Hearthstone.
Dr. Boom was created using 40 feet of EVA foam, 4 pounds of glue, tons of googly eyes, all of which makes the cosplay tip the scales at over 35 pounds.
The mech suit is primarily made out of EVA foam and PVC pipe on the bottom, with facial prosthetics and FX makeup to transform Alkali into the legendary warrior goblin, Dr. Boom.
The mechanical wrench arm opens and closes via a pull cable located inside the belly of the mech. The power source in the back contains strip lights and EL wiring to give it its blue glow, with some astounding goblin prosthetics to really level up the ambiance. All of her special effects are wired to an Arduino controller in the back of the mech, while the lights on the arms are powered by the battery packs inside the magnetic access panels built into the design.
Now, since Dr. Boom is only about 3 feet tall, Alkali had to use some crafty illusions to make it appear as though she's a small but mighty goblin warrior sitting inside a mech suit, which she pulled off extremely well.
I
The various
agree.
claw arms, death ray guns, and drill bits really showcase the phenomenal craftsmanship. Awesome.
I had such a hard time choosing my favorite from this category. It says winner steps forward, not winner swims forward.
Flops forward, yeah. Going 8 costume really embodied the spirit behind the larger-than-life category. Congratulations, Jingle Boo Boo. Out of all 16 contestants, the audience was blown away by what you brought to the stage tonight.
Thank you very much. The grand prize winner tonight, please make it loud for Kiki Cannon.
The Cultural Armor from Monster Hunter! Woo!
I am so inspired
I know.
by every one of these costumes. It
I can
makes
see your
my
brain
hands
math.
itch to get to
Yeah.
work. I'm like gonna go grab my sketchbook. So I thank you guys for also spreading the love of cosplay. I know that every one of these costumes is the apex of thousands of hours of labor and sweat and toil and stress and friendship and camaraderie. And thank you for bringing that work here tonight.
This has been the 2019 TwitchCon Cosplay Contest. Thanks for joining me,
Thank
Adam.
you for having me.
We really appreciate it. Have a great
everybody.
night.